Boo! Hello to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? You don't need to get mesmerized. We have work to do. So normally I would start the episode by saying, last episode, if you guys remember, we did something. The problem is that I don't remember what we did. But as you might have noticed from the montage, we have a garbage building, and then I got focused on my bookmarks. I thought maybe we should reduce it. So we do have a few data models. You might actually notice that I was mainly focused on the Twilight Forest. And I also lost my Leech data model, so I had to get a new one. I was also trying to make a few seeds, and then the opportunity presented itself. I need his data model and that one. Oh, it's a Dire Hound. It's okay. You will do. Anyways, I have made the Rabbit Seed, Creeper Seed, Skeleton Seed, Zombie Seed, and Spider Seed. And if you guys remember, I was having some troubles making some of the things from Tinkers. Thankfully, in the recent version, you do it inside an induction smelter, so it's going to be way easier. I'll be right back. A bit of a time later, and I'm making seeds. Because for some reason, I expanded my bookmarks to tier 4 seeds. It's been actually quite a while. We do have a few. We even have a tier 5, which is netherite because I need it. I also made cyanide. However, in the meantime, I was reading a few comments regarding last episode, and somebody suggested that I use the Super Factory Manager. It's my first time, and I'm not really good with coding. But he wrote the code, and you have to repeat it like 3 times, then it will be maxed out. So depending on the time of the day, right now our efficiency is garbage, so the guy is just generating us, I don't know, yeah, it's 30 billion RF. And we're inputting that to the core. Again, not an expert, I just copy and paste it. So thank you, wise person. So I have just slept, the sun is rising, and we are generating 80 billion RF. It's a shame, it's not 140 billion constantly. Not that I need it. I'll get back to making seeds. But again, thank you. At least I wrote something for the Super Factory Manager, for once. Actually, that person is an amazing person because that solves one of my biggest problems. So I have a lot of things to import into our system, and for that I'm using a ton of import buses, right? We don't do that. We just need one cable, one factory manager. I'm beginning to like this. I don't know if the name is important or not, but it will be, I don't know, ME. Then every 20 tick, do something, and that something is input from the dimensional chest and output to the interface. And end. So we have the dimensional chest, we have the interface, we right click on you. That's not great. It's supposed to be limitless. Actually, you see, the problem is that the interface has only 9 slots. We remove that. We shall have another one, and now it's not working. So what if we remove and replace the cable? Okay, now we're talking. So now the question is it better than an import bus or worse? Seems to be more or less the same. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I tried Factory Manager for a few things around the base, and yeah, it's a very situational thing. It's because for power only, you can reduce it to 1 tick, for everything else, it has to be 20 ticks. So 1 second. So this isn't even ideal. However, you might notice I enabled apotheosis. Yeah, because I tried every single solution that you guys suggested, and unfortunately none of them worked. Not even Project E. This one on the other hand is not ideal, but it does way more damage. Because of the critical chance. It's also not the most updated version of apotheosis, it's 1.20, so yeah. It's a bit painful to upgrade. Anyways, for me it is the next day, and I have made all the seeds. Well, at least up to tier 4, and I have also made more data models. I'm not gonna go into the compact machines, they're incredibly laggy. But just to be able to empty the bookmarks, here is a heart container. Well, actually, 10 of them. Each one of them should give us 1 extra heart, if we are hungry. So that is off the list. We also need to take care of storage. Storage components do have EMC, so this should be relatively easy. I need 80? Yeah, it wasn't 80, it was 320. I don't think we will ever run into storage problems. Also, you can't eat these. I think they have disabled it. Yeah, it does have a config, it's probably just disabled. Anyways, what is the plan? Good question. So when I was testing apotheosis, I went to the dungeon and I did manage to find 4 more antimatter pellets. So in total we have 5 in the system, there's also some at the SPS chamber, I haven't touched it. What we're going to do is that we're going to use that antimatter in order to make the synthesizer. You know, this guy. So I could be wrong, but here is a chemical oxidizer. And I think you can put antimatter pellets inside and you will get the gas. That is very true. We have antimatter inside the nucleosynthesizer. So now, if we get some hypercharged alloy, and put it inside the synthesizer, what we get is subatomic alloy. It consumes 50 millibuckets every time. That's not great, but that is a quest. So now let us look at the recipe of the transmutation table. We want the exoversal alloy. So if you guys remember from our old mob farm which I have disabled, we were getting a few gizmos. Better gold, plasterites. The reason that I have changed everything is that we want to make a new mob farm for it. So this better gold can be converted into ingots, obviously. We make it into dust, and we try to enrich it. Perfect. So that means if I infuse my subatomic alloy, yeah, we get something else. It's from Mechanism Extras. I'm not very familiar, but it's easy to understand, you just follow the JEI. But very cool, we have some singular alloy. I'm going to do the same thing with plasterite, or whatever. This one is actually not a pain to craft, I'm just lazy. Besides, we have it. But yeah, we got the exoversal alloy. For the transmutation table, we just need to have 8, which we do. Now we should get the rest of the garbage. I am going to craft this recipe manually because we just need the one. It does have EMC, but it does require 16 dark matter furnace, which we can craft, which is perfect. It does require some Infinity 7, which I have already ordered some. So if I'm not wrong, 8 compressed sand, not a big deal. End stone blocks, not a big deal. Some finished PCBs, some draconic fusion crafting injectors, some insanium ingots, and some awakened supremium ingots. So we do have everything that we're going to need except the battery from power and different types of matter. Let me try to make some patterns. I just duped some matters and I think we're good. What is this? Magenta. I don't have magenta. I have magenta. We can dupe it. Just a bit. So that should be our transmutation table. Perfect. Let's dupe it. Just in case. It's a bit expensive, I know. We have our transmutation table, that is perfect. Now, can I actually upgrade this into the tablet? The tablet is for personal uses and also has a recipe, okay? Oh, it's the Tome of Knowledge with infinity ingots, so never mind. But we might be able to get the tablet. You know, I don't want to be weird, but why block of sulfur? What the? Oh, apotheosis, yes. Hello, boys. My sword also has... Oh, that's nice. My sword also has an ability to teleport everything to me. So it's not ideal. And look at all the gems. Most of them I got from the dungeon. Especially the ones which are in stacks of 4. But in any case, let us focus on the transmutation tablet. It's not that bad. Let me try to get a bunch of patterns. This is complicated. Actually, one thing that can make it a bit less complicated is that we auto-craft this one. The other one had power in it and I wasn't sure about the MBTs. This one has nothing. Wait, what? Oh, ultimate ingot. Never mind, we do that later. But still, with the transmutation table, we are going to be very fine. You go there. So I don't want to be that guy who tells you how it works, but basically, you teach it items by just dumping them in. And then you can take them out as long as you have EMC. But that's not it. Because now that we actually have it, we can make the power flowers for EMC. So I have just set in some patterns. Can we craft the tier 1? Somebody also told me that the transmutation table is not going to be consumed, and I think he was right. Well, we have 2. If I order another one, it's not consumed. Let's move on to higher tiers. The first one is garbage anyways. It gives you like 100 EMC per second. I have set in the patterns until the blue power flower. We don't even have blue matter, but that will give us 28 million EMC per second, and that's a good start. However, we are probably missing a few things. More than a few things, yes. I guess for the moment, let's go with violet. That's something that we should be able to afford. I just dumped in some matters. We're missing 22 violets. Yeah, I don't have enough EMC. We dupe it like so. That's enough. Cool. We can craft it. Can I have 2? Thank you. So violet should give us just under 10 million RF per tick, 9.5 million. Because I ordered 2. We're getting EMC? Lovely. Yeah, we can craft more stuff at our transmutation table. The transmutation table makes it easy to make matters. For example, I just made the blue matter. And if I take a few things out, we can easily make the cyan matter, which also requires the cyan fuel. You know, we can dupe them. Which definitely that is going to give us the green matter. Unfortunately, I still have to use nether stars in order to dupe a few, because I don't have enough EMC, is the thing. I think we just had enough EMC in order to upgrade these power flowers into blue. Because I did manage to make all the matters, if I'm not wrong. Can I have the 2? Lovely. That means we have 57 million EMC per second. I also set in all the patterns until the fading power flower. I wonder if we can make it. I have also been up to lime matter, so we need yellow, orange, and white. And obviously fading. Oh, we're out. Oh, this is 5 billion. Oops. Could be problematic, but we got the one. Lovely. But yeah, that is yellow matter. I know it's a bit of a ridiculous thing, but we might as well use all of our resources. I'm trying to dupe some yellow matter. That's 21 billion EMC. So far it's working fine, and I think that's the final one that I need. But just in case, let's let it run. Yeah, I can have 3 of them, with 6 yellow fuel, so that's orange matter. Perfect. I mean, I do have enough nether stars, this could run for a while. Some of you were suggesting that I should use dragon eggs. Dragon eggs are not the best. Yeah, it does have more EMC than one nether star, but I'm using nether star blocks, so it's way more efficient. Also, we might as well use both energy condensers. I am almost ready to make the white matter, the problem is the fuel. I need 6. Okay, I can have 6. It's an investment totally worth it, don't you worry. So now I think it's also time to start upgrading the power flowers, because like this, I can't go on. So we are up to blue, can we make the green? And remember, we need 2. That I can do. Also, we ran out of nether stars. It's okay, we can make it. Yeah, we're not missing that much. 150 pink matter. Is it for 2 or 1? Yeah, for 1. 18 magenta, 18 violet. There you go. That should be plenty. Although we don't need all of that because we are upgrading the flowers. So there's going to be something left in the system as well. Very cool. We have it. So now we're up to 2 billion EMC per second. Okay, that's a way better upgrade. You know, it might sound like a better upgrade, but yeah, white matter is 280 billion EMC, which I am almost there. In a few seconds. Yeah, there you go. White matter. Oh, it goes in there. So fading matter on the other hand is 1 trillion. Okay. I mean, in like 4 or 5 minutes we should be there. Ladies and gentlemen, I have just been AFK maybe around 5 minutes. So I present to you our first fading matter. Of course, the tier higher than that will be the final star shard, but we need a better power flower, and this time I'm not gonna upgrade both of them. Because even the fading power flower gives you like 8 trillion EMC per second. Of course, we are going to try and make the final one, but still, 8 trillion is quite a bit. You can make 8 fading matters per second. Almost. But currently, that is a green power flower. If we want to jump to orange, what are we missing? Just the one. That's not bad. Yeah, yellow is the problem. And we're still missing 20. Okay, maybe it's bad. So I filled in all the matters, we're just missing 12 yellow and 25 orange. It's okay, I can wait. With our current EMC generation, almost every half a minute we can make 1 orange matter, and I think we're missing 1 more. So can you make me the flower? Lovely. We throw those away. Perfect. Orange power flower. So that's 200 billion EMC per second. Now we can even make fading matter, but that's the whole point. We want to move on to the fading power flower. That could take a while. Maybe not that much, because every 5 seconds I can make a fading matter. Actually, the higher tier you go, the easier it becomes. That's it. Fading power flower. It does that. It's making something. Totally not a big deal, we can always replicate it. So, fading power flower, and we're making it from scratch. So now the question is, should I go to the higher tier one? Next to this guy, the others are just negligible. The worst part of our lives is that in order to make the final star shard, what we're going to need is Colossal Star Omega. Which is, you know, every single one of these stars. So I don't want to have a recipe for every single star, I just have the Klein Star Omega. I take the parts out, I unlearn them, and then I rinse and repeat. Okay, so that actually turned out easier than I was expecting, because this Gargantuan star is not really required. We're just up to Colossal Star Omega and that's it. So that should give me the final star shard. We don't have nether stars is the problem, but there you go. And we learned that one. So it's 3 quadrillion EMC, wow. Therefore, if we want to move on to the final power flower, oh my goodness, holy. I didn't make the pattern for this, I was not expecting to get here. So for the final power flower, I just set in the patterns. Oh boy. You know, this is the one which scares me the most. Yeah, this one can actually take a few hours. I mean, with 1 power flower. I have filled in every single matter, the only thing that we're missing is the final star shard. Which we can just make the 1. So we're missing 23. I thought maybe we should have an extra fading matter one, just in case. Then we move on to other projects. At least whatever the time is, now it's cut in half. Well, it's been a while, I had to have lunch. So I was just mainly AFK. I had to do a few things around the base and I also had to install a ton of patterns. So we have 12 final star shards, that's before lunch, and I think I need 13. 13 more. Okay, now 4 more. Could take a bit of time. Yeah, just a few minutes more, and we should be fine. So, let's take one of our flowers and see if we can upgrade it. I'm missing one. What? Oh, we're close. It should pop up any second. Yeah, there you go. So give me the final power flower. Please. Oh, it's done. Amazing. So now we're at 56 trillion EMC per second. That's a bit crazy. Wait, what? So we're at 1 quadrillion EMC? Yeah. Maybe I should upgrade the second one too. You know, it's cheap. Oh, no. You generate some. One of the things that you might notice is that we're almost generating 100 trillion EMC per second. And that's right, I made the extra power flower. However, I have discovered something of interest, I think. So this is an EMC link, right? It's a yellow matter one. If you provide it with a bucket of water, then it's going to have infinite water. This is also a quantum mechanical pipe with a pump rate of 2000 buckets per tick. You know, it's made with the atomic alloy. Not atomic, subatomic. So now if I turn the reactor on and increase the burn rates, water is fine. Water is still fine, although we're hot. And water is not fine. At 95 millibuckets, we seem to be fine. What if we extract more? I just wanted to know if this is infinite water. Apparently not. Although it's one of the best things we got, right? For some reason, I don't know why, I decided to go with the yellow matter, right? I decided to go with the final one. You know, the one which requires the star shard, and now we're burning the fuel at a rate of 250 millibuckets per tick. I don't even think you need two, you just need more connections. But that's cool. We're getting way more antimatter. And also some of my lag is gone. Those water tanks were garbage. Another thing is that if that EMC link is like, I don't know, an infinite tank, a creative tank or something, can we switch our weird systems here? You know, we give one of them water. Cool, we have infinite water. And is that going to be infinite lava? Probably. Well, it's not infinite, it's 32,000 buckets. Which we can read. But I guess if we consume some of that, it's still gonna be replenished with EMC. So just before we wrap up today's episode, yes, I'm sorry, this is going to be a bit of a shorter one because I made that thing behind me. Not a huge achievement, but still, that took time. I gathered a lot of seeds, I gathered a ton of data models, and I also had to AFK for the power flower. Also, we don't need them, despawn. I have the good ones here. But yeah, just before we wrap up, there are a few things that I want to do. You don't have antimatter? That is perfect. So one of them is that we have to automate these machines, and I'm not sure how to do that. Well, obviously not all of them at the same time, but first things first. If I want to have a pattern for antimatter like that, will it work? We do have a chemical oxidizer, we put it in there. For sulfur it was working, so if I want antimatter, will it go into the system? Oh, never did that in my life. This part of the base is an even number, we can do it here. So we want the synthesizer to get everything from the bottom and output to the bottom, right? It's not just one machine, but we're going to start with one. And now if I have a pattern for the subatomic alloy, you can also make the block, but I'm not going to do that. No reason, it's just that one by one it's also fine. Wait, do you take gas upgrades? No? I just take muffling. Yes, for speed purposes, maybe we should go with a block. Because this guy also doesn't accept speed upgrades. But in any case, can I have a subatomic alloy? That was incredibly fast. And I'm happy. So here's the gist. There is a mod called Mechanism Extras and it gives us these brand new alloys and circuits. You know, for example, the subatomic one or the hypercharged one. So based on what we have at this very moment, we have the capability of making the subatomic alloy because it requires antimatter. After that comes the singular alloy, right? That requires better gold. Better gold is made inside a massive multi-block, which I actually do like it. It's purple, but it does require spent nuclear waste. And since we are cheating with polonium and plutonium, well, we don't have spent nuclear waste. So we are going to cheat with better gold as well. How? Well, we discovered it by accident with a mob farm. Over here, I do have a zombie spawner. You know, there's a zombie. And this is going to be a super simple mob farm. If we give it a redstone signal, will it turn on? You know, through the spawner? Yeah. Also, I gave them a chorus fruit, so they're brainless. We're also going to have some vector plates like so. That looks funny. But zombies do wear better gold armor. This is why we're spawning them. Although the spawner has to be modified, we want to decrease the range, which means that we have to hold quartz in our offhand and right click. Range is 2. So if we get rid of these guys, yeah, they do get killed. Why did I decrease the range? Yeah, it does work. However, let's turn it off. and I hate that mod. I did upgrade the spawner, so the range is bigger, we're getting more mobs. And I have also installed a filtering system down here. So we're not getting that much garbage, and I do have to void the excess armor that we cannot smelt down. But basically everything else goes inside the netherite furnace, we get the nuggets. Inside another barrel, I'm just compacting everything, and I think we already got like 2 gold. Not gold, better gold. Yeah, it's relatively fast. And you don't need that much. Yeah, and in those few seconds, we also got a bit more. I think this should work fine. There's no reason it shouldn't. But I do have to reconnect my drawer to my system. Yeah, we already got an extra ingot. I also have a feeling that we don't need these cobblestone generators ever again, right? We have EMC. So if I get an 8 times compressed cobblestone, we're missing 1600. I was wondering, yeah, we can craft one. And that guy already has EMC, so why not? We don't need these guys. Oh, you can vein mine. That's good. You know, if we want cobblestone, we just unpack it. I was about to wrap up the episode and voila, I have been looking for you. Oh no, you're just the leader. What the? That was scary. So ladies and gentlemen, now we have antimatter and now we have the better gold. Not much, but we're getting it consistently. What the hell? So I think in the next 2 episodes, if everything goes very smoothly, we're going to get the ultimate ingot. With the ultimate ingot, we can make ourselves a neutronium compressor, and I think very soon we can look at the infinity catalyst. But basically, neutronium is our bottleneck. And of course, most importantly, we will get the ultimate infinity seed. You know, so that I don't have to make the ultimate singularity or ultimate blocks ever again. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Sorry it's a bit of a shorter one, but thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one. Bye bye.